yeah, we're doing the pre-game show. So, this is gonna be our time to just like catch up on what's been going on.
Yeah, once in a while, it's good. There's a lot of stuff that can happen in a week.
Some days, some weeks are very, very, very dry for fighting games. Some weeks are fucking moist, and some of them are like just downpour.
Yep.
We've had a pretty busy month overall, I would say. So there's a lot going on. But this is also a place where, yeah, if you have direct questions, you can throw them out there. We'll try our best to answer them to whatever degree we can, as a fairly casual show where we kind of bridge the gap, towards these wonderful games we love for
That's
beginners and for intermediates into whatever awaits. So, yeah, we're going to be starting a little bit early to get into some of this stuff from here on out. And it's also an excuse to not stay too cold on subjects that are relevant until the game comes back around.
Just to say that we're aware of what's going on.
Yeah. And sometimes we might even put hands on a thing or two, depending on how the schedule and how time goes. So, what's going on this week in particular? We can take a look. From what I can tell on the outside, a couple of different things going on in every different company. Everyone has full-on Strive fever.
Oh my god, you have no idea. You have no idea.
Jones and Hard.
Yo!
Mm-hmm.
Like, I won't lie, last night, I was talking with my friends about Street Fighter 5 stuff, and I booted the PS4, and I sat with the open beta in front of me, and I was like, just staring at it. I was just staring at it. I was like, oh man, I miss it. Where is it? Just give it to me.
That's the message. That's the when you press the button and then the message pops up.
Everybody cannot wait.
So the community here in particular is pretty thirsty.
Absolutely. A lot of Street Fighter players tried it, and they were like, it was such an amazing experience. I cannot wait until April.
Well, I mean, look, we're in a drought. We've been deprived for so long. We've been unable to play anything. Obviously, the rollback makes it all perfect, but the game itself is just really fun to play.
Yeah.
And I feel as if that's what we've been saying from the first moment we touched it.
Yeah.
And I feel that's what we were trying to convey to other people.
And I'm so happy that I was right with my impression to say, it's gonna go places and it's gonna be a good product, and right now they're going towards an excellent product, so I'm super glad with how it turned out.
It's hard to really describe to people back then, especially when they don't have their hands on it. It's like, yo, when you play this game, it's really fun, and all you want to do is kind of just go back and play more, right? And I remember the pushback at the time was like, yeah, but what about a lot of this other stuff?
Yeah.
And it was like, well, I hear you about that stuff. And certainly I'm not going to pretend that, the game has not been made somewhat more simple. But all I can really tell you is that, amongst that, it still at the same time is simultaneously very fun.
Yeah, you can't deny these feelings.
And,
makes you feel some
kind
kind of
And I feel
way.
as if, some of you guys are going to, you're gonna notice that when you get your hands on it, and yeah, this is where we're at now. Everyone's like, oh fuck yeah, I want more of this, and I mean, in the end, it is true that you make concessions and the games change over time and things do get, the rules change, the speed changes and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, the stuff that you want is you want a fighting game to make you feel like, yo, I need more games of this.
Yeah.
Right? You want to come back to it because these are games, and this game is it's limited roster so far, you know what I mean? Only a couple stages, but that little spark of addiction that you feel to yo, I just want more sets.
Yep.
Is absolutely the it's the fucking telltale sign that this is gonna be pretty healthy.
Yeah.
Right. So I like to see that. It's nice to see Guilty Gear up front, as opposed to as a side chick.
It deserves all the respect that it gets.
I remember when Rev 2 was it's in anime it was always huge, but towards the larger community as a whole, where Capcom kind of rules the day, definitely it was yeah, especially in Montreal, you're Guilty Gear is a fine game, but a bunch of people just are yeah, but That's over there.
Yeah, we'll stick to what we know. But Strive is gonna pull people in whether you like it or not.
Fantastic.
That thing.
Now, in the meantime, continuing on, Street Fighter just got updated.
Yes.
And there's a lot happening with it. Most notably, and most relevant to you, is the fact that the main character of Street Fighter has been inserted into the game. Ryu has been deleted from the game, and Ryu has been added.
Yes.
Ryu
the
is
Thunder
now
God
in Street Fighter 5.
Tenjin.
Ryu's no more. Now it's all about Ryu. Ryu's up there. He got so much shit that's so good, and so much shit that's like better than what he had.
In all honesty, even I'm a little disgusted. I tried it and I was like, Ryu is a Street Fighter 5 character now. Before he was a Street Fighter character, now he's a Street Fighter 5 character.
They caught him up for all the like all the heartache, all the being a Ryu player is pain, all the memes, all the moments, everything ever since season 1. They've caught him back up finally on the latest, and then they overcompensated by making him more than just good. They gave him like amazing changes. So, and
I don't know why that happened. Like, is something happening at Capcom? Is Capcom dying? Is it the end? Like,
I think it's just like a case of like, this has been, let's just do a whole an overhaul on this, and like, it's been such a complaint for so long that let's give into it.
Okay.
Right? And it's the poster boy, and he's now showing up in Fortnite.
I don't even think it's Ryu. I think it's Fortnite Ryu. I think it's Fortnite Ryu that's in Street Fighter 5 right now.
Yeah.
They gave him a gun. They're like, we're gonna make this sprite invisible. Here you go, buddy.
So, Street Fighter 5 Ryu player LOL, the winner of the
amazing
Wednesday night fights, who showed up, won, walked away, and said, "Give my money to the poor." You know,
and they still don't know who it is. People thought it was Valle. He said it's not me.
Valle.
People say it was John Choi. He posted. He said it's not me.
No,
but congratulations to this guy.
Pretty sure I know who it is. But yeah.
Man, I'm curious.
I think some other insiders do know as well, but not to. I don't know if the mystery is better being a mystery.
Yes.
Then let's preserve that.
That's good.
But I'm pretty sure I know who the player is. But that's great. It's definitely not like anyone you'd expect. You know, it's a name from the past that you might not expect.
That's cool. I'm gonna ask you after this session. Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
I'll tell you now.
Oh, that's cool. Okay,
Remember
I can
that?
see it. Yeah. Oh, that's rad.
Yeah. It's that person.
Okay. Okay. No, you won't know.
Yeah.
You won't know.
Let's keep the mystery alive. Let's keep the mystery alive.
Ryu's got the sauce now.
I like it.
He's got that V-trigger too. He's got stronger Shoryukens. Tatsu that hits crouchers.
Okay, so have you messed around?
Yes.
Okay. What are your feelings?
He's a Street Fighter 5 character. He exists.
Okay.
He can compete, and yeah, it's crazy. V-trigger 1, all his moves, all his punches get +2 extra hit stun, so it's basically always like a counter hit. So you get extra combos.
So they touched every one of his V abilities, right? Like V skill 1 parry, you can now cancel into EX moves.
Into EX or critical art instantly.
Right. Which you couldn't do before, so that means that shit can be real now. It's pretty good. It's better than it was before.
And now, like, if you're playing against a fireball character and you're parrying, you're building that V gauge, and that V gauge, the V trigger exists. So everything works together, you know.
Right. So then V trigger 1, the fists again, like you said, everything is like a counter hit, so you can do counter hit combos on regular confirms.
Yes, and you can even since standing high punch is cancelable, you can do standing high punch into level 2 fireball.
Right.
Like, oh my god, it's so good.
So there's that.
He
got standing high punch cancelable, right? He has a new target combo where instead of doing the standing instead of doing the standing version of medium punch, heavy kick,
Yeah.
he can do medium punch, crouching heavy punch,
Yes.
and then heavy kick. So it does a low, it does his uppercut, and then he kind of forces you to stand.
And this is good because before the target combo was useless on crouching characters, but now you can stand them back up, and you can cancel the target combo into V skill 2, which builds your V trigger, and you're still going towards that V trigger magic.
Yeah. So that big punch, which now cancels out of
Yeah, you
a
can
lot
cancel
of things?
to V trigger.
A lot of things.
Target combo. It's pretty crazy.
And it's a big old punch, does a good amount of damage, and you can do it out of Shoryukens, you can do it out of the target combo, you can seemingly do it out of a bunch of shit, and it does big real damage.
The V trigger
you know?
too. Yeah. You can cancel Fireball, EX Fireball, Shoryuken, and Jodan. The lunge kick.
Right. So
It's pretty good.
you know,
It's pretty good because you're gonna hit the other guy with a fireball at some point, right? So it's a 2-bar V trigger. You get it, you pop it as soon as possible, you spend it, and if you're lucky, you get a second one.
crazy. So you got that. You got the fact that EX Tatsu vacuums better now.
Yeah.
So it actually like doesn't just take one, it hits you once and then like knock you away or whatever. It sucks you in for most of it. It does what it's supposed to do, as it were. You've got the fact that Tatsu now hits crouching,
Yes.
which we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but I'm like, no. In third strike, you can crouch and Ryu will fly over your head.
Not every character.
Okay.
The big characters, you'll hit them.
Okay.
Like, I know it works on Urian. I know it works on Alex. It might work on Q.
Okay, so it's character.
It's character specific, but
Okay,
there are
okay.
some matchups. Oh, Hugo, yeah, it's massive.
Definitely.
So that works on them, but it didn't work on like Chun-Li and all the other good characters. So
Makoto,
yeah,
yeah.
it doesn't work on them.
12 probably just walking underneath it. Yeah, so that's it, right? Now this is a universal, like if you are crouching, it will still touch you.
Yeah, and it's
which
good
is
because
really
now,
good.
yeah, he has something in neutral to actually take space. Because before he didn't have that. If you're crouching, you're just gonna get a fireball, maybe EX fireball, knockdown. I'm gonna dash, EX Tatsu, dash, but it's metered. Now you get a Tatsu knockdown and you're in there. It's great. It's great.
So you get that, right? You get the donkey kick, right? Which is now
Oh my god! EX donkey kick out of crouching medium kick.
you can it has, you can use it. It's being put into work. It's being put to work, and then you of course you get the wall splat off of that, right?
I'm happy with Ryu, but like he could have had like one less thing and he'd still be okay.
They also did adjust some damage in some cases. They gave some things a little bit more, some things a little bit less.
Shoryukens have more damage.
A little bit more, a little bit less.
Yeah.
I believe was like a bit of the trade-off there. Yeah, it's just a really long list of like things, you know, and. I remember, like, yeah, so Daigo was messing around with it, and, like, his words were essentially, is there any reason not to play Ryu? You kind of have to, don't you?
Understandable.
Right? His sweep was made faster. Now his sweep is the same
7 frame.
same
like
speed as Guile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And crouching medium kick is faster too. It's 6 frame like it was in season 1. I didn't even remember they nerfed crouching medium kick after season 1.
So you were saying that like you think he's now he can now compete with like the rest of the game, and I'm like, no, he's above. I think looks like he's above. Like the fact that like especially with that little with the V
trigger
V trigger 2 damage.
Yeah.
The V trigger 2 damage puts him a cut above because he's getting like meterless damage that looks like he should be spending meter.
I don't know if he's top tier, personally. I'll go with high.
Okay.
High, definitely. I don't think he's top 5.
Okay.
Definitely top 10.
We'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah,
right.
people are going to play, and we're going to see how it is. I think
He doesn't
he's
have
very
an infinite
strong.
like Dan does, after all.
No. No.
We'll see how it shakes out.
Pink putting in the work with his Dan.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Madness. No, we'll definitely see how it shakes out. But like,
Dan saved Street Fighter. If Dan came and he
Mm.
looked like that and Ryu didn't change, they would have laughed at the game. Look at Dan, look at old Ryu. Okay, we'll give something to Ryu then. We don't have a choice.
But you know, to some degree though, like Ryu players have that extra advantage of having had to try so hard for so long. So now put that extra effort on steroids. And now you can't nerf the player. So what's gonna happen? Let's see. You know, I think it's gonna look pretty goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. He's fucking crazy. And
one of my favorite changes is the change on the hurt box of fireballs, because before he would throw a fireball and the hurt box would like appear way in front of it, so you could be like full screen and just DP his hands.
Okay. With
like Cammy, for example. But now you have to be way closer to do that.
Okay.
That's also a good one. And most Shotos got that change as well.
Oh, if the reduction on the fireball. Okay.
Hurt box and fireballs, yeah.
Yeah, and I think so there was that part of it, and then there was the fact that like you're also playing again a game that has V-shift in it.
Yes.
As a whole, which there's a lot of videos coming out of like some wild scenarios where some people are like spending their entire bar, their entire V bar at the end of the round to dodge
to
like
get out.
3 things,
and it's really good.
It's incredible.
I was watching No Need to Talk's Honda, and he was playing against Space Boy's Sakura, and Sakura was trying to get in at some point towards the end of rounds, but he was just like V-shift out, try to get in again. Oh, okay, I'm gonna wall you out. You're getting some pressure in, V-shift out.
Yep.
You don't get that pressure for free anymore.
V-shift out super, right? There's been a couple of like moments of like V-shift out with GIFG straight into 720.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, yep, that is a major concern.
And I think that's a good addition.
Against a grappler is they can grab a limb that's sticking out if they V-shift backwards, and you got to be ready for that, you know?
It's a good addition. It makes it that people who had trouble with brain dead offense like Laura and Mika and all of that, now you can actually say, no, I can breathe. At the expense of the V-trigger.
And not just that, but like, so that stuff like Laura offense, for example, doesn't really affect high-level play anymore, because like it feels as if like Laura's still Laura, but like that you're not seeing her win tournaments as much. People have like dealt with it,
except for the exception that is IDOM.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Mid to beginning level, Laura continues to be
a terror,
a nightmare, right? And at any pool in a tournament, Laura players will continue to just wreck everybody because that system is still in place. It's a lot like Leo in Rev 2, right? Where it's like there's certainly a gap where it's like, okay, from mid to high, the character you start to see him a little bit less because people kind of figure out some stuff. But like from beginning to mid, you see him a lot more, because it just ends up being like you have to know everything about this and how to deal with it. So for stuff like that, Laura's gonna be weaker, because
I'm actually afraid, because she got other buffs to compensate for the V-shift. She can do like her fireball can reach level 2 faster, I think, and she gets combos off of it. But the V-shift will have her be more patient and careful with how she uses that new offense that she got.
There's characters that also like get adjusted based on like the system changes themselves, right?
And I think that was one of the case. Mika now she can combo into her command throws now with her V skill.
Yeah, I saw Fluxwaves doing some tests, and he's like, ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, and it's great. And even if they V-shift out, if it's not successful, they lose a bar. If you get punished for V-shifting, you'll get your meter back, most likely. Yeah.
So you get a half bar back if you successfully V-shift.
Yeah.
Right? So if you just do it and you're out, then you're out. But if you do it and you get the slowdown and then the little eye twinkle, you get half your bar back.
Half your bar back.
Did you see the weird shit happening with Nikali V-Trigger 1? I
heard there were a bunch of glitches.
So there's a really strange one where you can see... I saw footage of Phenom that he was posting where the V-Trigger runs out, but you're in mid-combo, and he confirms into Super, and it runs out at the beginning of the combo, but then the super he does is the
V-trigger
version, even though his hair is back to normal.
And was that intended, or
who knows?
Who knows?
It's we don't right now. It's like very like unclear, right? But he does the wall slam, and then he does the reach in and pull.
Okay.
You know, so it's like that's a weird kind of buff. If it's like, if you get the version that the combo started with, like as long as it's going or whatever, that's an unexpected little, you know, buff for him. But like, yeah, the version of the super that comes out is the amplified one, even though he's already worn off. You know.
Okay.
And then yes, you can still go back to like V-trigger 2 to just like stay activated the whole time.
Okay.
But if you stay activated the whole time, you do not get access to the V-shift.
Yes, the V system afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Which sucks if you don't have that. I don't like, you know, like you have it at first and you can wait, you can dick around, but the point of Nikali is to get him real. And until he's real, like that trade-off is like, you know, like I feel like there's going to be situations where he's going to need it. So yeah, but and you get the breath as well, but
yeah, depending on the matchup, it might be one or the other. That's
might be
better.
one or the other.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. But like the option is there. I'm like, I don't know if it's ever necessarily going to be worth it to not have that defensive tool that everyone else has. You know.
I also like that V-shift is not as scary or overpowered as I thought it would be, or some people thought it would be. It's you need to use it right. I think you have a 9-frame window to catch an attack coming your way, and if you fail, you get punished, or you just back out. V-reversal will still be useful.
But if you're successful, if you land it successfully, and then you do the V-shift break, that's all involved.
It's involved,
up until the hit.
But it's still, you can bait it, jump over, you can parry it. It's still like a V-reversal, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. And V-reversal is still useful. We gotta remember that. Some people were like, oh, why would you V-reversal? V-reversal is still useful. It's still a get off me. V-shift, if you have to pick between the two, sometimes V-shift will be unsafe.
For some characters more than others.
Yep.
Right? If you just have a mobility V-reversal or like a side switch, there's no reason not to use that.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
So, fucking Fong, Rashid, and Cammy.
Yeah.
Just like, your corner, my corner, you know? Yeah. Anyway. Definitely interesting to see how this will shake out.
I think Cody's happy, Ryu, Cammy, Akuma, Urian are still alive. Honda is happy.
Oh yeah, Juri got a buff too, where she gets all 3 kicks once she activates immediately.
Yes, V-trigger 2 when she activates, she gets 3
stop.
stores.
Yeah.
And she can now do high kick release into super, which she couldn't do before. And that's a big one.
Okay.
But in response to that, they nerfed the super. They made it more unsafe. It used to be like -15, now it's -25. So I guess because of the high kick release, they wanted to make it that it wasn't free for her to just do it and be safe-ish afterwards. They wanted you to have a good punish on it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, yeah. You know, we just we'll see how all of this shakes out and stuff, and we will personally return to take a look. I mean, again, there's going to be a bunch of new characters, right? So there'll be a bunch of points that we could like jump back in and do an episode on it. But at some point in the near future, maybe when the season's done is going to be like months from now, so like maybe sooner than that. But like, yeah, we'll take a look again. But hey, people are talking about it again, and you know, they're doing a lot. The only thing one can really say is like, what is it? Hashtag #UnbreakCFN, I believe is the hashtag.
Will it happen? I don't think we're gonna get anything new with CFN unless they want to try something near the end for the next game in the series.
I think the effort they put towards like networking is like the most they're willing to do. And this is late in the game. It's almost done.
Yeah.
We thought it was done.
It was supposed to be
Gil.
done.
And
Yeah.
then another season came out.
It was supposed to be that.
Right?
Yeah.
So the idea that they would like actually go back in and like do some heavy work on NetPlay seems extremely unlikely.
Yeah.
So yeah, Street Fighter 6 is basically the hope for, you know, proper rollback to be implemented and actually fucking work.
And now they know, they've heard the people. They have to listen. If your online is shady, you might not get the support of the community anymore.
And also, like, bad rollback is not given any more of a pass.
Nope.
You know, that's the weird part. Especially, I mean, the fact that it was like the whole story with the fucking like single modder doing it in a single weekend, you know, is like, oof, that's there's all kinds of weird shit, you know, that like can happen, but that looks really bad because then that just looks like you just weren't doing your job, you know. Anyway, that's Street Fighter 5. KOF has had a week of people calling for hashtag KOF15 rollback, SNK rollback. And yeah, they're basically just like, this game is absolutely dead in the water if they don't do it. And then Oda did reply and say, hey, we did plan to put this in as early as from the planning stages of the game, but they weren't finished with it yet, so they didn't announce anything. But like, based on the fact that people are asking about it, he's like, okay, well, we'll just come out and say,
this is what's happening.
This is what we're working on.
Okay.
Yes. So I think it was just a matter of like, they wanted to get it working and then announce it, but they don't have it working yet. But either way, they're letting people know like, hey, yeah, we're doing it. To which Josh Weatherford, who was the producer, one of the producers on Samurai Showdown, came out and said, hey, by the way, like, everybody's like, he basically just kind of went, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, all right, dude, you know, so there's that. So we shall see how it shakes out. And I mean, at the very least, we know too that like, yes, now that like one company has worked with Westerners and getting everything to a quality GGPO standard.
Yeah.
I'm sure Xenac is on speed dial. I'm sure he can go in and help other companies figure their game out. So, good job on that. You know, will they go back in and fix Samurai Showdown? Fuck no.
Oh my god.
Fuck no. But at the very least, starting with KOF 15, it seems like they're gonna have it. So, good on them. Will the Saudi deal go forward? We will have to see, won't we? That's going to take place in March if it goes down. Yeah. So
I guess we'll see in weeks.
Let's find out.
Mm-hmm.